Hare Krishna. Today we're going to take you to Raval, the appearance place of Srimati Radharani. Without ticket, without visa, no reservation, no lockdown. So please come along with us. Now, we're at the Radharani temple in Raval, where Radharani actually appeared in this world. You can see the lovely deities of Ladli Lal. Ladli means little girl, and Lal means little boy. Bhakti Ratnakar says that when Sriman Mahaprabhu came here to take darshan on his Parikrama of Braj, he felt so much ecstasy that Nahari Sarkar says, I cannot even describe it. And here we have the only crawling Radharani deity in the universe that they established just a few years before. Now, after circumambulating the temple, we'll take you to the roof. Behind the dome, we'll see a creel tree, the thorny bush of Braj, growing out from the dome. Originally, the deities were found underneath this tree, but when they put the new marble, the contractor cut it out, but it grew up behind the marble and is growing luxuriantly on the roof. From here, we can see the kund that the government is now renovating, where Radharani actually appeared. Across the way from the temple is a very wonderful garden for Srimati Radharani, where we can sit and hear the wonderful pastime of her appearance in this world. Hare Krishna. Now we're sitting in a very peaceful place in Raval to hear all about the appearance of Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani ki jai. To understand this pastime, we have to go back many thousands of years. There was a very handsome prince named Suchandra and a very beautiful princess named Kalavati. And seeing their matching qualities, their parents arranged their wedding together in a very pompous wedding. But after the wedding, it was most amazing. Suchandra and Kalavati, they went to the forest and began to perform great penances and austerities for many thousands of years, eating berries only monkeys eat, and sleeping on dry leaves and dry grass. This was most astonishing, because ordinarily, after our wedding, then we think, no more sleeping on a mat in ashram. Now I get nice, soft bed to sleep on. No more temple prasad, nice puri, sandesh, sweet rice, paneer sabji. But they were sleeping on dry grass and eating berries that only monkeys eat. Finally, Lord Brahma came to see what was their benediction they wanted. He descended on his swan airplane. And he requested them, what is your desire? And they told him, we want to get Lakshmi, the consort of Lord Vishnu, as our daughter in order to render service to her. And Brahma was so surprised. Because ordinarily when it comes time to ask for the benediction after the austerity, everyone has a big long list. I want this and this and this and this. And I want 90 days credit for the next austerity. I want this and this and this. Give me a job and a car and a house by the sea. Swami Jai Jagadisha Hari. But they were asking for service. So Brahma was so pleased. He said, whoa. Not just Lakshmi Ji. You will get the Mahalakshmi. Srimati Radhika, the consort of Brajendanandan Shamsundar. She will become your daughter. So in their next incarnation, they appeared as Kirtida and Brisabhanu. And again, their parents arranged their wedding together. And Princess Kirtida and Prince Brisabhanu got married. And Brisabhanu's capital was here in Raval, on the bank of the Jamuna. And they were always desiring to have a girl. But somehow they had one son, Sridham. Sridham is the older brother of Srimati Radhika. But they always had this great desire for a daughter. But no daughter was coming. After some time, it was the 8th day of the bright half of the month of Bhadra, Astami day. And Brisabhanu, like every day, like all of us, every morning before Mangalarti, we go to take our bath. He went down to the bank of the Jamuna to take his bath. As he came close to the Jamuna, he saw that there was something sparkling in the water. As he got closer, he saw there was 1,000-petaled golden lotus flower. As he got just to the bank of the river, he saw within that golden lotus flower, in the golden whirl of that lotus flower, was a beautiful baby golden girl. But Bhadra means it's second month of rainy season. The current was very heavy. He couldn't reach to that lotus flower. Just at that point, Lord Brahma descended on his swan airplane. And he reminded Brisabhanu of his previous benediction. And he took that child from the lotus flower and handed to Brisabhanu. Brisabhanu bowed to Lord Brahma. Then he ran to the palace. Oh Devi, we got our daughter. Kirtida Maharani came running. She saw this beautiful golden baby girl within Brisabhanu's arms. She just took her and held her close to her breast. And she's feeling soft like butter. And so sweet golden color. And so wonderful, so beautiful. All the lines in her hands and feet are so exquisite. Everything about her is so exquisitely beautiful, except her eyes were sealed shut. She was totally blind. Now, to understand this blindness, we're going to have to go all the way up to the Golok Dham. One day in the Golok Dham, if we can talk about days in eternal time, Krishna Chandra told Srimati Radhika, hey Radhe, now the Dwapar Yuga is coming on the earth. It is almost the end of Dwapar Yuga, and it's time for us to go and display our pastimes on the earth. And Radharani said, I don't want to go to that deep, dark, nasty material world where no one is chanting your glories, no one is doing your service, everyone's engaged in sinful activities. There's no Vrindavan, there's no Giriraj, there's no Jamuna. I will not feel happy in that place. Wahan mere man nahi lagti hai. And Krishna Chandra said, hey Radhe, just see. Brajadam has already gone to the earth. The Jamuna has already gone to the earth. Giriraj has already gone to the earth. And Radharani looked and she saw glowing on the face of the earth this beautiful Brajadam. And cutting through that Brajadam like a beautiful blue ribbon was this Jamuna river. And standing very proud and tall was Giriraj. Because don't think this Brajadam and the Golok Dham are different. Same place. Not different. Don't think you paid a ticket and came here and took a taxi and came to Braj. We only came here by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. It's not part of this material world. So then Radharani said, all right, I will go, but I don't want to see anything or anyone until I can see your Mukha Chandra, moon-like face. Therefore Radharani's eyes were sealed shut. But both the mother and father thought, anyway, she's so beautiful, it doesn't matter. Blind daughter better than no daughter. Meanwhile, Narad Muni was nearby, and he had calculated that this is the time and this is the place for that Ladini Shakti of Lord Krishna to appear. So he began to wander hither and thither, trying to find that place. He came to the palace of Brisabhanu. He knocked on the door. Pop, 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 pop. The doorman came. He saw it was Narad Muni. He ran to Brisabhanu. He said, Narad Muni is here. Brisabhanu, the king himself, came to the door to receive him. Oh, Munivar, Padadiye, please come. He set him down on his own throne. Oh, Munivar, Birajiye, please sit. Then he washed his feet. He sprinkled the water on his head, on everyone else's head. Then he sat at the foot of his own throne. He said, Muniraj, any seva for me? So Narad Muni asked him, do you have any child? And Brisabhanu said, yes, I have one son. And Narad Muni said, one son? Maharaj, I have one son. One son? He checked his astrological calculations again. One son? Maharaj, I have one son. All right, please bring him. So they brought Sri Rama there. And Narad Muni put all his blessings on him, told him he's very confidential servant of Sri Krishna. You have to take very good care of him. Then Narad Muni got ready to go. But Brisabhanu saw there's some unhappiness in his face. He told him, wait, tero. Tuni jhut bola? You told a lie? Arey Maharaj, I have one daughter, but she is blind. I was feeling embarrassed to show her to you. Narad Muni said, one daughter? Immediately he sat back down on the throne. He said, no, bring that one. So they brought Radharani before Narad Muni. He knows who this is. So Narad Muni, we know he's very clever. First, he went into ecstasy for a long time because he knows who this is, the Ladini Shakti of Lord Sri Krishna. When he came to, he said, I know how to cure this blindness. You have to make a feast, and in that feast, you have to invite Nanda Baba and Yasoda and feed them, then this blindness will be cured. And in that feast, you have to make this and this and this. He made a big, long list of preparations, all complicated preparations that you won't find easily the ingredients around the house. You'll have to go to the market. You'll have to go to the field. You'll have to go to the bazaar. Everyone looked at that long list. Immediately they ran to the bazaar, to the fields, to the market. You see how clever Narad Muni is? Now he's alone with Radharani. And Narad Muni began to offer so many beautiful prayers to Srimati Radhika. And Sri Radhika smiled and said, what is it that you desire? He says, I want to see your Kishori Roop, that 13, 14-year-old girl form. So then right before Narad Muni, Radharani manifested this beautiful Kishori Roop. All the Astasakis also appeared in their Kishori Roops. Now Narad Muni was just drowning in the ocean of transcendental bliss. He paid his obeisances and went on his way. Meanwhile, they got the cooking going. They sent a messenger to Nanda and Yasoda. Nanda and Yasoda came and they saw the beautiful daughter of Brisabhanu and Kirtida. And they said, even if she's blind, it doesn't matter. She's so beautiful. So Brisabhanu and Nanda Maharaj, they sat down to do their talkings. And Yasoda and Kirtida sat down to do their gossiping. And Krishna was just a small child. 1 year and 15 days before he had been born, on the dark half of the month of Bhadra. So he was crawling hither and thither. He saw this beautiful basket with this black blanket, Kali Kamri, coming out his side. So he crawled over there. he grabbed onto the edge of that basket and he looked inside. And you've seen how Mother Yasoda paints all this chandan and camphor and keshar, saffron paintings on Krishna's face. That divine fragrance entered into the sesame flower-like nose of Srimati Radhika. Now she understands Sri Krishna's Mukha Chandra, moon-like face, is right in front of her face. Just try to understand. And she opened her beautiful lotus petal eyes and stared with so much love into the eyes of Krishna Chandra. So much love was going between those eyes. So much love was going between those eyes. It was so thick you could almost put your finger in, taste it. And they began to laugh. And when the children were laughing, the parents' minds were distracted, and they saw that Radharani's beautiful lotus petal eyes were looking so beautifully into the lotus petal eyes of Sri Krishna. And everybody was astonished how this Narad Muni is so clever. He managed to cure the blindness of Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani ki, Raval Dham ki. So here the deities are known as Ladli Lal. Ladli means little girl, and Lal, of course, means little boy. We have very, very charming deities here in this place. And there's also the only place in the whole universe where there's a crawling Srimati Radharani. This is the most wonderful place, Raval Dham. Hare Krishna. In this garden, we'll see many interesting trees. Here is a small Arjun tree, just like Damodar knocked over. Of course, that was a huge one. On the other side, we see an Indian fig tree, Gular, where the figs grow out from little branches on the big branches of the tree. This is Yugal Briksh. There used to be a black bakul tree embracing a white peepal tree. As we walk around, we'll see a chameli briksh, beautiful jasmine with so many blossoms coming on it. So I hope you relish this wonderful Parikrama today to Raval, and I hope to see you again soon on another wonderful place in Braj. Meanwhile, stay safe. Hare Krishna.